Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and this week we got a pretty big update for the Dragonflight beta. A new server has opened up where you can create level 70 character templates to dive into endgame activities. This new server is going to test all forms of endgame content, like new Mythic Plus dungeons, a brand new raid, as well as new modes of rated PvP. And with the new beta build, we also saw even more class changes. Some of these we covered in a previous video update, but this build brought us even more class improvements. And while some classes are seeing drastic buffs, others are seeing surprising nerfs. So in today's video, I wanted to highlight some of the biggest changes and adjustments we saw this week with the new Dragonflight beta build. But right before we get into this update video, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you are reminded, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as to the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to get regular updates about the next World of Warcraft expansion of Dragonflight. And in no particular order, let's start this video off with the updates to the class of Druid. Specifically, balanced druids are seeing some of the biggest changes this week, starting with a brand new mastery. Sunfire causes the target to take more nature damage, while Moonfire empowers your arcane output. Previously, your eclipses were responsible for amplifying your nature and arcane damage, but this design caused balanced druids to heavily rely on their powerful utility of Celestial Alignment cooldown. Inside a Celestial Alignment, both eclipses are present, empowering both schools of magic, which greatly amplifies the power of astral damage. Astral spells like Star Surge and Starfall are considered nature and arcane, which allow them to double dip into both damage bonuses. This change allows balanced druids to offset more of the damage into sustain output, maintaining a majority of the damage bonuses without solely having to rely on a 3-minute cooldown, which heavily benefits in encounters that favor sustain output and promotes even more playstyle diversity. Solar and lunar eclipses can still be used to empower the related spell types, but not nearly as heavily, though eclipse gameplay should still be prioritized. Eclipses no longer cycle, allowing druids to take advantage of their eclipses, using the lunar inside of AoE situations, while solar heavily benefits in single-target boss encounters. The ability to control which eclipse you need gives druids even more control than ever before. The passive of Shooting Stars also gained an increased chance to proc, and may proc from the ability of Stellar Flare as well. The ability of Starfall can now have multiple iterations up at a single time, instead of simply extending its own duration, greatly empowering the potential AoE output of balanced druids going forward. Next, we have the playstyle of Frost Death Knight, whose talent tree has been greatly enhanced in this recent build, with massive layout changes that promote even more gameplay opportunities. Abilities like Glacial Advance no longer have a cooldown, making it a fantastic choice for AoE cleave output. The talent of Horn of Winter returns as a Frost Death Knight exclusive option. Pillar of Frost can now be empowered with various impactful talents more independently, whether you choose to play the Obliteration or Sindragosa focused playstyle. The talent of Shattering Strike makes Frost Strikes even more effective against targets with high stacks of Razor Ice. Finally, the talent of Bone Grinder greatly empowers your frost damage after consuming Killer Machine procs, which lets you merge the Icy Frost builds together with the Cold Steel into a powerful hybrid. This week, the class of Warrior saw some of the biggest changes. First things first, the talent of Skull Banner has officially been removed from all Warrior talent trees. The Skull Banner was an incredibly powerful tool that boosted your group's crit output by a significant amount, increasing their crit damage value by 20%. This talent is so good it felt mandatory for warriors, especially when it comes to group endgame content, which may have contributed to this ability getting axed in the process. Besides this change, we saw the Cruel Strike talent get adjusted to benefit Critical Strike, as well as increasing the crit effectiveness of Execute. Quick Thinking also got redesigned to buff your haste and empower your auto attacks whenever you land a lucky auto attack crit. The class of Evoker saw a handful of updates this week. with this recent build buffing Devastation Evoker's healing output by 15%, while Preservation saw a 15% damage increase, greatly empowering the hybrid potential of either spec going forward. The class of Monks saw a lot of talent adjustments, starting with the class talent of Vivacious Vivification. Vivify can now be instant cast every 10 seconds instead of permanently. This talent heavily overshadowed Soothing Mist value and Soothing Mist playstyle and has been adjusted in order to create more impactful gameplay healing choices. The ability of Expel Harm became baseline, with new talents to increase its output and healing value. The talent of White Tiger Statue saw its damage reduced by 75%, primarily due to its incredible performance when it comes to AoE situations. Then we have Windwalkers, who can finally test a good portion of their talent tree, with new gameplay opportunities around the corner that can add even more depth into the familiar Windwalker playstyle. The spec of Holy Paladin saw a complete restructuring of their talents that promotes even more customizations and choices. Also this week, Holy has gained a lot of new talents that support a caster-oriented healing playstyle. We also saw the talent of Divine Favor, normally a PvP-only talent, moved into the class talent tree, which will greatly support this caster-focused gameplay. This week, the talent of Lay on Hands gains new cooldown reduction value and can be used to provide your allies a sizable damage reduction buff for an entire minute, with this armor effect gaining bonus value with even more frequent Lay on Hands uses. Then we have updates to the class of Priest, with Shadow Priest seeing a bit of restructuring for their talent trees. Early into the talent tree, you'll have a new gameplay choice, either Void Eruption to play into the familiar Void form playstyle, or a choice of Dark Evangelism that highlights your non-periodic damage and bolsters basic Priest abilities. This adjustment is primarily made to help avoid ability bloat, which is a concern in the Priest community, which has been addressed in a recent blue post. In this post, they discussed that Priests have a lot of active abilities, more than some of the other classes currently in Dragonflight. Some of these abilities can serve a very similar purpose and therefore can feel redundant, so likely even more Priest pruning is on the horizon. In this post, they also mentioned that potentially abilities like Mind Games and Power Word Life are up for discussion, and we may see more abilities cut out of the Priest-based talent trees going forward. While Dragonflight is still in development, it's a fantastic idea to give as much feedback as possible, so I want to pass it off to you. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think about the potential of Priests seeing even more abilities pruned out of their talent trees going forward over the next few builds? And that's going to be everything we have so far for this recent Dragonflight beta build and all of the most impactful class updates that we saw this week. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about the ability of Skull Banner being removed from the Warrior talent trees? What are your thoughts about the improvements coming to Boomkins, Frost Death Knights, Monks, and Evokers? What do you think about the Paladin upcoming caster healing playstyle? And what are your thoughts about the Priest talent trees? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. As per always, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and a live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video update or discuss these recent class changes with the rest of the channel community. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.